And staying with this breath, start to lengthen each exhale. And you don't have to do a set count or a set rhythm. Just allowing each exhale to be slightly longer than your inhale. And this lengthening of each exhale allows your body to connect into the parasympathetic nervous system. And this parasympathetic nervous system allows us to find rest, sleep, digest. It allows our minds and our bodies to slow down and to find some calmness and clarity. Taking 2 more rounds of inhale and exhale. And in your own time, just allowing your hands to come lightly down to your knees once again. Finding a natural, easy rhythm for your breath. And slowly start to blink your eyes open. Bringing your hand All right, I'm getting so much cardio getting up and down off my mat. All right, reaching both your hands all the way up towards the sky. And then reaching your arms out towards the side. Palms are facing up. Bringing your left elbow underneath the right. And then just start to press the backs of the hands towards each other. So if you're getting a nice stretch here, then you stay here. If you're really flexible around the shoulders, you can try interlocking the hands right here. So you're going to get quite a strong stretch on the right side, possibly, maybe around the neck, underneath the shoulder blades. Keep your chin gently tucked in, so you're finding length along the back of the neck. And then let the elbows come down towards your chest slightly. And then start reaching the fingertips up towards the sky. But see if you can come up without hunching through the neck and shoulders. And again, bringing the elbows down towards the chest. And then sliding the fingertips up. Keep connecting into your breath. Taking one more time. These are called eagle arms. And sliding the fingertips up. And then just bringing the elbows down to shoulder height. Release the bind of your hands. Bringing the arms all the way out again, palms up. Just allow them to float for a moment. And now bringing the right elbow under the left. And then, once again, finding your bind. Bringing the elbows tight. Bringing the hands towards each other. And then, if it's available to you, you can bind your hands around. But don't force it. Lengthen along the back of your neck, and then start to slide the fingertips up, and then draw the elbows down. Connect the movement into your breath, and remember that we're not forcing it. And taking just one more time, reaching the fingertips up, and sliding them down. Bringing the elbows just in line with the shoulders. Release your hands, bringing the arms all the way out. And just notice how the circulation, your energy moves across your arm line after you release the compression. And now, turn the hands down, and you're going to point the fingers down towards the ground. Bend your elbows, and bring your hands just above your hips. So these are the seagull arms that we did the other day as well. And you want to get quite a nice stretch around the wrists. And if this feels really easy for you guys, remember that you can walk your hands up towards your armpits and you can hold it there. But as much as possible, you want to just let your body suspend itself. So there's no work involved here as you do seagull arms. And this is just a wonderful release for the arm lines, the fascial arm lines, getting into that rotator cuff, getting around the back of the wrists, getting a little bit of a stretch around the triceps with the bend in the arms. Keep lengthening up along the back of your neck. And we're going to take one more breath in here. And then slide your hands down, reaching your arms all the way out to the side again. And now place your left hand to the ground and bring the right arm over. And let's just go from side to side in our seaweed. Finding that opening along the side of your body. Taking just a few more rounds. Travel at your own pace. And now put your left hand to the ground. Right arm reaches overhead. Stay here. Look down towards the floor. Look back towards the front. And again, look down towards the floor. Back towards the front. And just one more time, getting that same release along the side of the neck. Look towards the front, coming all the way up, over to the other side. Hold in your place here, and again, look down. And look to the front. And release. And look front. One more time. And release, and coming all the way up again, and stay here just for a moment. So I'm going to do a mirror image of you. Take your left leg, just sweep it around to the side. So I'm sitting on a block. I'm just going to get rid of the block. And sitting in your mermaid seat right here, placing your right hand to the floor, bending the left elbow so you can come into a little bit of a salute, and then just let your shoulder, your right shoulder, release up to your ear, and then push away from your hand so you create some space here. And again, bend, release the shoulder up, keeping the elbows straight, no bending, and press up. And we're going to do just one more time. So we're finding our scapula and shoulder placement here, and then hold it here. Now bend the elbow. So we're going to do little tricep dips. And at the same time, you're finding stability around the scapula on the back of your body. And press. Taking just a few more. And what helps me here is that I really think about keeping my back wide. And press. We're going to do just one more time, bending the elbow. And press, holding it here, reaching your top arm up. Look up at your hand and now open up your chest and heart, reaching the arm back. And then bringing your hand all the way down towards the floor, rounding your spine. And again, reach back, inhale. And exhale. Taking 2 more. Focusing on that release of the arm lines at the front and at the back of your body. One more time, breathe in. And exhale. Now stay here. Put both hands flat. And then square your shoulders and just close your eyes. We're not going to do any movements. We're simply holding a twist of the spine, letting your pelvis, your hips, and your legs respond below, letting your neck and your head respond from above, feeling the twist of the ribs and the squeeze of your lungs and heart with that twist. Opening your eyes, bringing the right hand to the middle of the mat again. Pick up your left hand and take a little bit of a peek underneath. And then coming all the way up and lifting tall. Pivot your feet around. So just let yourself settle here for a moment. And then left hand to the floor, right hand salutes. And you're going to keep that elbow nice and straight, just as you let your shoulder release up and then press away. And we're going to do just a few more. And this is a controlled movement. You're not dropping into it. So we're really activating this muscle that comes underneath the armpit here called the serratus. Press away from your hand and we hold it. Now stabilize the scapula. Do a little bend with the elbow. And then press up. And again, little bend. And press. Keeping that scapula glued to your ribs and keeping your back nice and wide. Take one more time. Bend. And press. Hold it. Take your right arm, stretch, palm up. Look up and open up the chest. Rounding your ribs and spine as your hand comes all the way down. And again, reach up and back, breathing in. And breathing out. Taking 2 more. Noticing how it feels on the side. 1 more. Stay here this time. Put both your hands flat. Square your shoulders. And then just stay here. Close your eyes. Feeling your breath expand from the inside out. Noticing the twist of your spine. Notice the response through your neck and head. The response through the pelvis, the hips, and your legs. Taking 1 more breath in and out. Open your eyes. Moving your left hand to the center of your mat. Right arm comes up. And then lifting all the way up and tall. Come onto all fours. So bringing yourself onto your hands and onto your knees. Get yourself in a nice comfortable position. And let's start moving into a cat stretch. So rounding your spine. And then lengthening your spine. And you can decide if you're going to neutral or to extension. And bring your awareness today to your hands. Notice how your fingertips connect to the floor. Notice the centers of the palms of your hands. Notice your wrists. And then become aware of the support traveling up your arm towards your elbows, continuing up your arms towards your shoulders. And then notice the movement along your back. Notice how the scapula are gliding together and apart as you do your cat stretch. Notice how when you arch the spine that they gently squeeze together. And I'll come into that rounded spine. Stay here for a moment and then just move your hips back. Stay here and let's add a gentle trampolining. And again, you might be feeling this around the sacrum and the lower back. Just bring your attention to your upper body for a moment and notice where you might be feeling the tensioning or the pull. One more. Come all the way forward and then lengthen your spine to neutral. Tuck your toes under, getting ready to hover the knees just up off the ground. Pushing into hands, pushing into feet, and then weight bearing on all the joints of the body. And once again, just bring your awareness to your upper body today. And if you were to push into your thumb and forefinger, notice how it switches on the front of the arm line. You're going to feel it a little bit more in the chest maybe. And then if you just put a little bit of extra pressure onto the baby finger, notice how it connects a little bit more to the back line of the body, to the lats, the back of the shoulder. And then center yourself on your hands, releasing your knees down and releasing your feet out the back. Reach the right arm out to the side and coming into a thread the needle. And just settle here for a moment. We're going to keep the left hand where it is today. Make sure that your head feels comfortable. I'm feeling quite a strong stretch like this. And we're going to do a little bit of a push with the left hand and a little release. A little push and a little release. It is tiny, guys. You're not doing this massive movement. What you are doing is rolling the rib cage in relation to the right arm and right shoulder. So if you're tight around that area on the right side, you might be feeling quite a strong release now. And let's just take two more. One more. And settle. Stay here for one more breath in and out. And then take your time as you come up, reaching the right arm out to the side, and then placing the right hand down. Left arm extends, coming into your thread the needle. Just let yourself settle here for a moment. And then when you're ready, start the gentle push with the right hand and a little release. Little push and release. Noticing how it feels on the left side, if it's as intense. Taking two more. One more. And release, just stay here. Deep breath in. Long exhale, and up you come, reaching the arm to the side and bringing your hand back in. We're going to turn the hands outwards and see if you can bring your fingers all the way around to face you. If that's too much of a stretch, then just take it as far as you can manage. And you can stay here, carpal tunnel release, or you can start moving your body weights a little bit backwards and forwards. Getting that stretch up the front of the forearm. So these are called the pronators of the forearm, and we use these muscles all the time without even realizing it. Any kind of twisting movement that we do with our wrists and hands, we need these muscles. Let's take one more and release, and then turning your hands, taking your time. And then what I'd like you to do today is to take your hands a little bit wider apart than you normally do. Spread your fingers out. We're going to be going into our downward facing dog. So tuck your toes under. Lift your knees up first. And then just move your body weight back. Send your hips up. And then stay for a moment, focusing on the stretching of the arms, the lengthening of the spine. And then you can add that little pedal of the heels down and back. Taking just a few more. Keep relaxing into your neck. Press both heels towards the ground as best you can. Lengthening your legs as best you can. And then getting a little bit of a release along the neck and the shoulders. Taking one more breath in and out. And then slowly let your knees come all the way down. And releasing the feet. Bring your hands shoulder width apart again so that your wrists feel nicely supported and comfortable. Extend your right leg back, lifting the right leg up, holding it here. Round your spine and bring your knee towards your nose. And then lengthen and extend. And again, round. And extend. We're going to take 3 more. And if your back enjoys extension, maybe you want to lift your leg and lift your eye line a bit. If your back doesn't like that, then maybe stay neutral. 1 more. And reach, hold. And then bringing that knee all the way in. Switching over to the left leg, keeping your pelvis level as you bring that leg up, hold for a moment, and again, round the spine, draw the knee in, lengthen away. Taking 4 more. Decide if you're going to start extending the spine. Last one. And then bringing your knee in, open your knees wide, big toes touch, sit back, and then come into an easy resting position, meaning elbows are bent, your arms are completely supported on the ground, relaxing into the neck, relaxing into the hips and the pelvis. And we're going to take 5 breaths in and out. And again, see if you can lengthen each exhale as you settle here. On your next breath, root into your hands, come all the way up, and we're going to do a little stretch called melting heart. So let your hips come back a little bit, not too far, and then walk your hands a bit forward and let your elbows come down. So it should feel easy on the lower back. And then see if you can get your forehead, your head towards the ground. And if that means you've got to take the arms a bit wider or further forward, then do so. And then once you're here, just almost allow your heart to melt towards the mat. So you're going into a little bit of extension of the thoracic spine. This is why it's called melting heart. Feel free to adjust anything that you need. If you need to put your head on a cushion for support, if you need to move your hips back a little bit, if you need to take your arms or your legs wider, just give yourself permission to see what feels best for you. But what we're trying to get here is an opening of the chest, a softening of the neck, and a little bit of a connection, an extension into the thoracic spine area. And we're staying here for another 3 breaths in and out. See if you can gently lengthen each exhale. And then on your next breath, just start to slide your hands and elbows back. Let your hips slide back. And once again, you come into your resting position, making it as easy as possible. But this is a little bit of a counter stretch now to that extension. So you want to really feel that rounding of your upper back. Bend your elbows so your arms are completely supported and your neck and shoulders are at ease. Taking one more breath in and out. And then walking your hands back towards your knees. Just allow your body to unravel, coming all the way up and sitting nice and tall. And you're going to turn now to sit on your side hip and coming down onto your forearm. So you're going to split your knees a little bit. Take your free hand and lift the underside of your body here so that you can really feel a connection to the underside. And then from here, you're going to keep your feet on the ground, knees on the ground, and just lift your hips up. So we're starting to get a little bit of weight bearing and support onto that right shoulder, and then lowering your hips gently down. And we're going to do 2 more of these. Lifting your hips up. Keep your knees on the floor. Stay here. Find the connection to the underside. And releasing everything down. 1 more time. Coming all the way up. Finding the connection to the underside of your body. Releasing gently down. And then come up. Wiggle your feet around to the front and just balance here for a moment. Tuck yourself into a tight little ball shape. You can close your eyes if you want to challenge your balance a little bit. Feeling that width across your rib cage at the back where your bra strap is. And then open your eyes if they're closed. Swivel your feet to the other side. And then once again, come down onto your forearm. Use your free hand, lift your ribs, connect the obliques, arm reaching out. And now just lift your hips up. Pause for a moment. And releasing down. And again. Pressing into the knees, into the feet, into the forearm, and you connect the underside of your body. And releasing down. We're going to do 1 more time. So this is a little progression, lifting hips, of when we're seated and we have the one hand to the side. We do those little tricep push-ups, etc. This is now weight bearing. Releasing all the way down, and then simply pivot yourself so that you're sitting, knees bent, feet slightly separated, lifting all the way up and nice and tall. On your breath, roll halfway back. Pause for a moment, relaxing through the neck and shoulders, and then roll up and lift up nice and tall. If it feels better for you, palms up, arms wide, elbows bent. That relaxes into the upper trapezius. Exhale, curl back. If you want to take your arms back to the starting position, you're welcome to do that too. Exhale, forward you come. Lift up tall. One more time, curling back. Pause for a moment. Take another breath in. Go all the way down onto your backs. And just allow your arms to relax beside you. So you can bring your hips a little closer to your feet, or vice versa, feet a little closer to your hips. Having the knees and feet slightly separated. Arms beside you, and I want you to have the palms down on this particular version that we're about to do. Start to tilt your hips, rolling up towards the sky. Getting that nice squeeze into the bum cheeks. You guys know this one, so that you're getting the gluteals to do their job, hip flexors releasing, and then start to ripple down through the spine. Imprint and release. Now, bend your elbows so that the fingers are pointing up like this. Repeat the pelvic curl. Tilting hips, rolling up, and just notice if it feels any different for you. It makes a difference for me because you're switching off the triceps and you're connecting to the lats a little bit more here. So it really helps me anyway. Exhale and down you come. And release. Put your hands flat again. Try it again. Tilting hips. Rolling up into your bridge position. Roll down through the spine. Release one more time. Bend the elbows. Tilting hips. Lovely squeeze into the bum cheeks. Hold it there. See if you can feel your lat connection. Feel your back muscles. And then roll down through the spine. Imprint and release. Send your hands straight up. Turn the palms to face each other. And let's start to scissor the arms. So you guys know that I'm a big believer in arm scissors, warming up the shoulder joints, and then also finding that gliding action of the scapula underneath you, because they're all part of the shoulder girdle. They all need to actually synchronize and work together. Last two. Last one. Bring your hands straight up. Now I want you to wrap your arms around yourself. It doesn't matter which hand is on top, and see if you can almost walk your fingers underneath yourself. Keep your head on the floor, chin in slightly, and then just do a little bit of a rolling action from side to side. So you're getting a bit of rotation through the spine. And then center yourself, release, reaching your arms up, and now hug yourself with the other arm on top. So it might feel a little bit weird because we normally go for the more dominant side. See if you can walk your fingers underneath, and then once again, a little bit of a rocking from side to side, almost like you're rocking a baby. So it's very gentle, nothing jarring. Notice if you've got any trigger points. And then come back to the center, releasing your hands, bringing them all the way back up. And now repeat your arm scissors. And just notice if there's been any release for you with that little thoracic rotation that we did a second ago. Taking a few more. Notice if your range of movement has changed. Maybe the quality. One more. And bringing the hands up. Now, bend your elbows and place your thumbs just underneath those two little occipital bones, and the rest of your fingers can kind of rest wherever feels good for you. You can put your elbows down or up, but what I want you to do is to start to move your thumbs around the base of your skull where the occipital bone is, and then find two little trigger points for yourself that feel good. And then just dig your thumbs in there, and you don't have to do anything now except relax completely. So you're going to let gravity do its job, but also the connection of your breath. So you're going to take 5 breaths in and out. And with each exhale, just allow yourself to relax a little bit more onto those trigger points. And do you notice when you inhale that there's almost a little bit of tension along your spine? So you might feel that it increases the pressure on those points with the breath in. And then the breath out is a softening and a release. Taking just a few more breaths in and out. And if you notice that the trigger points have released completely, then move your fingers around and find another one that you can work on for yourself. Last breath in and out. And then slide your hands out. Give your hands a little bit of a shake. And then put your hands beside you. And just stay here for a moment. And just notice how your head is relaxing into the floor. Almost a melting sensation. When you're ready, open your eyes, and we're going to go into our pelvic curl again. Tilting hips. Rolling up. Feel the gluteals connect. Notice how this feels at the back of your neck and head now that you've done that manual release. And then rolling down through your spine. Let's try that again with the elbows bent, fingers pointing up. And again, tilting hips. Pressing the arms gently to the floor. Find the connection to the lats, the softening at the back of your neck. Roll down through your spine. And once again, put your hands flat. We're going to do one more little variation. Tilting your hips, rolling up into your bridge position. Now stay here. Roll down 2 vertebrae only. And then almost draw a little figure of 8s with your pelvis from side to side. So you're going to feel just a little bit of a rotation of your spine. And center. Roll down 2 more vertebrae, small. And then again, little figure of 8, side to side. Center yourself. Roll down 2 more vertebrae. Can you relax into the back of your neck a little bit? And little figure of eights. Soften across the neck and shoulders as much as you can. Come back to the center. Come down 2 more vertebrae. And little figure of eights. Center yourself. Coming all the way down. Just allow your pelvis to settle. And then with your pelvis on the floor, draw a little figure of eights. And then pause for a moment. Just allow yourself to stay here. Feeling the weight of your head, the weight of your shoulders, the weight of your sacrum and your pelvis. If your eyes are closed, you can open them. Just hug one knee in towards your chest. Bring the other knee in to join it. Tuck yourself into a tight little ball shape. Stay here just for a moment and then slip your hands behind your knees. Start to move your thighs away from your chest until your elbows are straight, and you're going to pour your body weight down towards your feet. Coming all the way forward, letting your head rest gently towards your knees. And then unravel, coming all the way up to sit up nice and tall. And we're going to return to our seated position. So again, I'm going to sit on a block. And bring yourself into a comfortable position. Lifting yourself up nice and tall. And this time, take your left hand, place it over your heart space. Placing your right hand onto your lower belly, and then just allow your eyes to close or soften your gaze. And becoming a little bit more aware of each inhale and each exhale as it moves through your body. Feeling the rise of your chest and the soft expansion of your belly. Feeling that softening, that flattening of your belly, and the release of your chest as you exhale. Stay connected into your breath. Allowing each exhale to extend just a little bit longer than each inhale. Taking one more round of conscious breath. Keeping eyes closed, bringing your hands lightly onto your knees. Taking just a few more natural, easy breaths in and out. Taking a moment to observe yourself. Bringing awareness to your physical body. Bringing awareness to your energy. allowing the two to connect, to merge, and to melt together. On your next breath, opening your eyes slowly, blinking, bringing yourself back into your space, bringing your hands down beside you, palms up. Inhale as we reach all the way up, connecting into the tips of the fingers. And exhale, open your arms, drawing circles with your hands like a flamenco dancer, finding that release all the way through the wrists, the arms, up into the neck and into the shoulders. And finishing just with a few shoulder rolls back and around. Beautifully done, you guys. And let's just turn on our audio, see if anybody's got any questions or any comments, see how you feel. Okay, feel free to unmute yourselves.
Brilliant. Another really good one.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed.
You know the seagull arms. So are
this
the
one.
hands, yeah. How are the hands? What are the hands? How are they behind?
Literally like that.
Ah, okay. So they're not.
So
they're not joined.
You don't want it on the fingers because then you kind of miss out the wrist. You've got to kind of bring the wrists back so that the fingers are free. And that's sort of the easy version, is with your hands low down on the pelvis. And then if it's quite flexible or not really feeling it, you can bring it all the way up into the armpit like that. And then
because I thought you held onto each hand behind the back, and I thought this is
no, sorry, no, that is another one that you can do where you clasp the hands and you bring them around.
Yeah.
But seagull arms, you've actually got one hand on each side, and then you literally just kind of you find a position where you actually don't even have to hold any muscles, that the bone structure is kind of like hanging on itself, and it's quite an amazing release for the arm line.
Right. Now that is difficult because it's that pressure, isn't it?
It's on the wrist and the fingers should be free. So that's what I mean. When I do it, I bring it down onto my pelvis because I feel a really strong, I had wrist surgery a few years ago for ganglions on both wrists. And it's quite amazing. I mean, that tension is still there. I don't know if there's like a little bit of scar tissue or what it is, but it's an amazing release for me as well.
Oh no, that makes sense now. You can't see on the video, you see where your hands are, so I wanted to just ask that question.
Thank you. Yeah, so because this is the second time I've done seagull arms, so I will keep incorporating it into our various sections as well.
Wonderful. Thanks very much.
And everybody's neck, my neck feels, I mean, I can still feel the right side's a bit tense, but just all of that neck release really works for me. So hopefully it feels good for you guys as well.
No, it's good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I carry everything in my neck.
So we started the series on Friday. Hey, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, today's Monday. Today's day 4 of the series.
Yes.
So then we're still focusing on water. And hopefully everybody's had their lemon drink. If they haven't, they can still go up and get it. Not looking at anyone. and then from tomorrow, which is day 5, this is like a little bit of a heads up, just to be aware of all the dehydrating things that we might be taking into our bodies and seeing if we can start to scale it back. So again, guys, that's the coffee, that's black tea. Herbal teas don't really count. I mean, that is, some of them, interestingly enough, are actually dehydrating. So you need to actually take a look at them. I always thought, like, I used to buy those chai tea. I love them. And then I always thought, but it's actually based on black tea. So it's also quite dehydrating. So maybe take a look at what you're drinking. And then obviously the alcohol as well. So from tomorrow, seeing if we can scale it back maybe to about like half of what we normally do, so we don't go into complete shock. We can mentally prepare ourselves. All right. Fantastic, guys.
Okay.
So
Thank you, Renee.
Tomorrow at 11 o'clock. You're so very welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Renee.
Okay.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.